Good morning students. Welcome back to Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School online classes. Students, in our last class, we started one of our chapter, that is human resources. And from this particular chapter, we finished two of our topics, which are what are human resources, and next one is regarding the distribution of population. In this video, we are going to study about the population change and about the population composition. So let's have a look, students. Okay, students, if we talk about population change, what we will first of all, before talking about population change, we need to know what do you mean by change. Change means when something is not at a particular sustainable level, certain level. That means any increase is there or any decrease is there. So let's see what we say in case of population change. First of all, if we are, as I already told you, that change means either increase in number or decrease in number in the total population. That same thing is mentioned here. It change in population means change in the number of people. Either the population of a particular nation is increasing or either it is decreasing. For a particular specific time, say we can say in respect to 2019, what is the population in 2020, or in respect to the past 5 years, how much population growth is there. So that is with a particular specified time. And as in worldwide the population is not stable, all over the world also we can say that the population in the world is not stable. So just let's have a look at that, students. What we can say? We can say that in comparison to the past time, there is increase in the overall population in the world. Why? Because the death rates are decreasing and we are able to make more and more people survive because we are having latest medical technologies with us. Then next is we will study about the population till 1800. That till 1800, what was the structure of the population? It grows steadily. That is, yes, definitely there is increase in the population, but up to a slow level, not with a fast pace. The next is till 1970s we witnessed a population explosion all over the world. That means massive increase in the population is seen all over the world and not only in case of India. You can see here that there were different reasons for this change. What were these reasons? I already discussed that we are having more and more medical facilities available with us. That there are increase in the birth rate, more and more infants are surviving, there is decrease in the death rate, more people, less number of people were dying. Because we are having facilities now, we can easily cure them. Then is migration. What is migration? We discussed this concept several times. That migration means transfer of people or movement of people. This migration can be there within the boundary of a particular country, or movement of people can be there from outside the country as well. For example, if we talk about immigration, that means suppose a particular resident is there who is living in USA and he migrated to India. So definitely is part of India, na? That is internal migration in case of India. And if a particular citizen is there in India and he got a very good job in USA and he got migrated there, so that is immigration for India. So that is your migration case. Then our next is natural growth rate. In case of natural growth rate also, I told you this refers to the difference between the birth rate and the death rate. The difference between the birth rate and death rate always reflects your natural growth rate. And last one is the patterns of population change. Now what are the patterns of population change? Let's just have a look, students. World population growth rate varied from place to place. In India, different population is there. In Kenya, different population is there. In USA, different population is there. So all over the world, different number of people are there. Now we are left with the last topic of our chapter, and that is population composition. So let's just have a look with the population composition, students. So let's talk about population composition. So we need to know, what do you understand by the term composition? Composition basically means the structure. So if we are talking about population composition, that means we are talking about the structure of the population in the particular nation and worldwide also. How many total number of male members are there in a particular nation, how many females are there, how many among them are educated, how many are not educated, how many are occupied, how many are unemployed, how many of them are not employed, on various factors. That is our population composition, which reflects the structure of the population. In some areas, dense population is there. Some areas, economic growth rate is very high. On the other hand, there are some areas where growth rate, the overall development, GDP, is not very good of those nations. Now, certain examples are given here regarding the population composition of various nations. So, let's just have a look at that. First one is regarding Bangladesh and Japan. So if we talk about Bangladesh and Japan, what we can say that these both nations are densely populated regions. Now see students, if both are densely populated and if population works in the development of the nation, that means both, in case of Bangladesh as well as in case of Japan, both must be economically developed, but that is not the case. What we observe? We observe that Japan is more economically advanced, whereas Bangladesh is not. That means the human present there, the people present there are not capable of utilizing their skills completely 100%. They are not contributing 100% for the development of their nation, or they are not able to use their skills completely or properly. Next comes, what information does it provides, which I already discussed with you. It provides the number of males and females in that particular nation, age group 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 30 to 40, 65, adults and all, level of education, what occupation they are doing, what is the income level of the people, regarding their health conditions. Are the people present there in the nation healthy or not? And last comes, that is your population pyramid, which is the last topic of your chapter. What does population pyramid represent? Basically, it is also called as age sex pyramid, in which on the x-axis we used to take the sex or the other component, and on the y-axis we used to take the different age group like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 30 and so on. Then division of different age groups, that I already discussed with you, as males and females. There are different shapes of pyramids. Particular pyramids are there who are broader from the base and narrower from the top. On the other hand, some pyramids are also there who are broader from the top and narrow from the base. So definitely the shape of the pyramid completely depends upon the level of population present in that particular nation. For example, if you are going to see the population pyramid of Japan, India, you will see both are having different shape, because the amount of population, the number of people present in both the nation are different. So students, this is the last topic of our chapter. I hope the chapter is very much clear to you. So like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you students.